Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking. Joanna is my name. Today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this shirt with a placket in front. Let's get straight to the tutorial. So guys, I'm using 2 yards of Ankara fabric for this tutorial. Now I've already cut the front and then the back part of the shirt, both on fold. So to do that, I consider that of my chest circumference divided by 4, and then I added extra at least 2 inches seam allowance to it. So let's work on the back part of the shirt. Now the weight for the back part of the shirt and then that of the front part is the same. So this is 13 inches as well, just as the front part of the shirt. Okay, now the back part of the shirt, let's work on the back part. The back part is always longer than that of the front part, and I always use 2 inches gap. The back part is always 2 inches longer than that of the front part of the shirt. This works for me all the time. And the 2 inches is for the shoulder drop. So your shirt length is 29 inches plus the shoulder drop 2 inches plus the 2 inches for the folding at the down part of the shirt. So that is it. All right. So that makes it 33 inches for the back part of the shirt, and then the front becomes 31 inches. That's it. Now this is going to be for the yoke. The yoke is 9 inches long, and then the weight is the same as that of the front and then the back part of the shirt. The weight is supposed to be the same as the weight of the front and then the back part of the shirt, but the length I'm using 9 inches. This is optional depending on the shape you want to give the yoke at the back of the shirt. Okay, now we are going to be cutting the neckline and then um, the shoulder slant. Okay, now to do this, I place the front part of the shirt on the back part of the shirt like this. Make sure they are the center fold is in line. They are in line. They are folded, or they are being placed on each other equally. Now from the center front, I came in 2.5 inches. I'm sorry, the camera couldn't capture that part. 2.5 inches for the front part, and then the neck depth is also 2.5 inches. The neck width is 2.5, and then the neck depth is 2.5 inches for the front part of the shirt. Now for the back part of the shirt, we are going to use the same neck width of 2.5 inches, and then the neck depth of 1.5 inches. I marked that on the on the front part of the shirt, and then I'm going to give this a round neck shape and then do same for the back as well. I mark the back part neckline on the front because we can cut that out and then later on cut the front neckline. So for the shoulder slant, I came down 20 centimeters and then connected it to the neckline, just as you see me doing right now. Alright, so I'll first of all cut the back part neckline like this, and then I'll go ahead to take out the front part of the shirt and cut the neckline as well. So this is it. I'll cut together the shoulder slant for both the front and then the back part of the shirt. So now that has been done, I'll use the back part of the shirt to cut the neckline for the yoke as well. So I brought the yoke out like this, and I'm going to place the back part of the shirt on the yoke like this to use it to cut the neckline and then the shoulder slant. Now this is the sleeve. It's 10 inches on fold because of the round sleeve measurement divided by 2 plus 2 inches or more as seam allowance. Now for the length of the sleeve, it is also 9.5 inches. I added about 2.5 inches for the joining of the armhole and then the folding at the down part of the sleeve. Let me put that aside and work on the yoke. All right, so this is the yolk. Like I said earlier, you can give it any shape that you want. Now we are going to give this a rectangular shape. So I went ahead to apply about an inch of stiffener to the down part of the yolk, and that's what I'm ironing now. And then I went ahead to fold it. So I'm going to go ahead to attach the yoke to that of the shirt, to the back part of the shirt like this. This is how it's going to be placed on it. Before then, I'm going to join the necklines together like this. So make sure that the right side of the yoke is on top of the wrong side of the fabric or the back part of the shirt like this. And then I'm going to stitch it down with half of an inch like this. Join them together with half of an inch. You can pin this down before you take it to the same machine to stitch it. So this is it after joining them. So I'll go ahead to notch this all around. So after the notches, I'll turn over the yoke like this and then flat iron it, especially at the neckline area. So this is it. I just folded in back the 1 inch that we folded on the yoke like this. This is it. I folded it in back. This is the design I just want to give the yoke, a simple one as that. So I just decided to flat iron it to make it neat before I take it to the same machine to stitch it down with half of an inch. So I'll stitch it in the way that like this, leaving this gap. So by the time we are done, you see the opening of the back. So this is how I meant. So this is it. This is just a simple design. I just went ahead to flat iron it again, and then I'll fold the back parts together like this and put it aside. Then we are going to work on the front part of the shirt. Now for the front part of the shirt, I'm going to give the neckline a facing. So I'm going to bring some of the fabric that we are using, and then I'm going to use that. I folded it and then I'm going to use it to cut the facing for the front part of the shirt. Okay, now from here I'm going to attach the facing to that of the front part of the shirt. So I'll place the facing on the right side of the shirt like this, and then join it with half of an inch like this. Okay, so after that I'll go ahead and then notch the neckline. I'll then turn the facing over and then flat iron it. The front part of the shirt, so I'm going to come down 6 inches from the center of the neckline like this, 6 inches. You can go more if you want the sleeve to go lower. Okay, so 6 inches. I'm going to fold it like this. I'm going to fold the front part of the shirt like this, and then I'm going to remark it just to be sure of the center. I remark the 6 inches and then cut it open. Okay, so after I've cut it open, this is how it came out. This is it. Now I'll be working on the pieces that we are going to be using for the placket itself. So I'll put this aside and then work on the pieces. So I have two pieces here. I have a smaller one and then a bigger one. The smaller is going to be for the left side, and that is 1¼ inches by width, and then the bigger one is 2 inches by width. The smaller is 8 inches long, and then the bigger one is 13½ inches long. This is not compulsory. You can, use what you want based on what you want. Now, I went ahead to fold the smaller one with 1/4 inch like this. I folded in 1/4 inch like this, and then the bigger one, which is 2 inches for the weight, I added a stiffener to one side of it, and then I folded in 1/2 inch, just as you see me doing. I folded in 1/2 inch like this, and then flat ironed it. So that means the placket is going to be 1½ inches wide. So after that has been done, I'll bring back the front part of the shirt like this, and then place it down, and then mind you, the pieces that we are using for the blanket, I did the folding on the wrong side. They are folded like, as you can see, I just opened it, and then I'm going to place it under it like this. And then I will leave about 1 inch on top, and then I will stitch straight up to where the slit ends like this and stop there. Okay, so this is what I mean. This is how it came out after stitching. I'm going to notch this side. I'll just cut it towards my left hand side, just where the stitch is. So I make sure the 6 inches is right before I notch where the left hand side stitch ends like this. And then I'll turn the small piece in like this. Before then, I'm going to close the top part of it to match with the neckline. So this is how it will work. Like, I'll stitch that straight, excluding the allowance that we are going to use for the stitching. Okay, so after that, I'm going to cut off the excess on top like this, and then turn this to the right side of the fabric. Mind you, when you're stitching, use the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, so after we are done with this, I'll fold in the other quarter the quarter allowance that we have, seam allowance on it, and then I'll flat iron it just as I'm doing, and then I'm going to take it to the same machine to top stitch it to join that of the left side of the shirt. Like I said, I'll stitch this up to where the 6 inches slit ends, like so. Okay, so guys, this is how it came out. This is how it came out for the left hand side of the shirts. Now let's work on the most important part. So this is the right hand side of the shirt. I'm going to place it under it like this. Leave about an inch or an inch and a half up like this, and then make sure where the stiffener is on the other side. So on the free open side. Or if you don't understand what I'm saying, look at what I'm doing, you get me. And then I'm going to take it to the same machine and stitch it straight and end at where the 6 inches slit ends. Yes, so that is how it's supposed to be. Now, just as I did for the left hand side, I'm going to also direct my cutting, notch it that way, and then I'm going to close the top to match that of the neckline before I turn it to this side. So this is how it's going to look like. But then I'm going to close just as I did for the left hand side. I'm going to close the top to match with that of the neckline before I turn it to top stitch it. So using my chalk, I'm going to mark that out. So make sure it matches with the neckline. Make sure it matches with the neckline. So I'm just going to close this. Make sure you don't stitch alongside with the seam allowance. So, okay, so that has been done. I trimmed off the excess of it. Now give this any shape that you want. You can make it a triangular shape, a round, or a circular shape, whatever you want. So this is going to be straight, just as you see me doing. So you stitch that straight, leaving the seam allowance. So that is also being done. So I'm now going to turn this to the right side of the fabric. So with the help of my pencil, I'm just trying to pull out the edgy part on the placket. Okay, so now that has also been done, fold in the allowance on there and then flat iron it. Fold in the half-inch allowance on the side of the placket and then flat iron it before you take it to the same machine to stitch it down. So now it's time for stitching. After this, you are going to follow from top down, then just follow the chalk direction, my hand direction. Then you give it any design that you want. That's all. Okay guys, so this is how it came out. Now I'm going to be joining the shoulders like so. So I'm going to place the back part of the shirt on it like this. Then I will join them together with half of an inch. I'll first of all pin it down, and then I'll take it to the same machine to join both shoulders with half of an inch. So guys, you're going to be cutting the armhole for the shirt. Now to do that, consider your shoulder to shoulder measurements. That's the cross back. And then the cross back that we are using for this is 18 inches. Add 1 inch for seam allowance. And then the remainder that you get, divide that by 2 and share it for both sides of the shirt. So I had 6 inches as a remainder. So I marked 3 inches on both sides of the shirt. Now for the armhole depth, I'm going to come down 8 inches. Now to get this, you can divide your cross back, that's your shoulder to shoulder measurement, by 2 and use that for the armhole depth. Okay. Now I'm going to mark that's like I said 8 inches for the armhole depth, and then I'm going to give it a curve going up from the down part of the armhole depth, going up like about 2 inches. I'll give it a curve like you see me doing in the video. I'm going to cut this out. Now before you do this cutting and everything, make sure that you pull your shirt the front part of the shirt down to match with that of the length of the back part of the shirt before you do the cutting. As you can see, the shoulder is being dropped down from the back part of the shirt if you look at the video closely. So I just notch the shoulders like so to mark that of the center of the armhole. Now this is the sleeve. We are going to first of all so fold the down part of the sleeve before we mark the armhole. Now remember the sleeve is 9.5 inches, so the seam allowance that we added for the down folding is what we are going to be using for the folding at the down part. Now the folding is optional. You can just fold it half inch and then fold the rest 1.5 inches, or you can better to make it 1 inch and then fold again 1 inch again. So that's optional for you, whatever you want to. However you want to fold the down part of the sleeve is up to you. So guys, please, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, like this video, share this video to your friends and family. Click on the notification bell so anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Now, after folding the down part of the sleeve, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. Okay, so now after stitching, I'm going to fold it on the wrong side of the fabric and then determine the length if it equals the length that we are using for this shirt. And then before we cut the armhole, I'm going to be measuring that of the armhole on the shirt before I use that to cut the armhole for the so that's 10 inches or 9.5 inches. So I just place my index finger on the third inch and then kept it this way. Now the round sleeve is 14, that divided by 2 gives us 7 inches. Then I added 1 inch for seam allowance and then connected that to the seam allowance, and then I trimmed off the excess. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing and I believe you understand. So I'll use the first one to cut that of the second sleeve. Now I'm going to open up the shirt like this. I'm going to open up the sleeve like this on the right side of it, and then I'll place the right side of the sleeve to the right side of the shirt with the center of both the sleeve and then the armhole facing each other. Where I notched, then I'm going to pin it all around before I take it to the same machine to stitch it down. Now after pinning, I'm going to take it to the same machine and then join the sleeve to the armhole, stitching it with half of an inch like this. I'll do same for the other side of the armhole and then the sleeve as well. Okay, so this is how it came out. This is how it came out. So we are going to be stitching the sides. Now to join the sides together, you can remark this the seam allowance for the sleeve, which is the sleeve is 14, so that divided by 2 is 7. Mark that and then make sure your chest circumference is equal. So that's what I'm trying to make sure it tallies. Now the chest circumference is 42 inches, so that divided by 2 gives us 21 inches. So that's what I marked. Sorry, that's what I measured. So the excess that we have, we are going to be sharing it for both sides of the shirt. Okay. Now we are going to be joining the side together. Before then, we are going to be marking up the side slit of the shirt. The side slit that is on the shirt. So I went up 6 inches. You can go far, but make sure it doesn't go extreme to expose maybe the underwear or the singlet of your client. Now this is how it's supposed to be when you are stitching. It should be straight, not because the armhole is curvy, you need to be curving. Make sure you stitch straight like this. Even when you reach the armhole and stitching straight and it gets to be smaller, continue to stitch straight like this and stop at where the slits end. You're going to do same for the other side as well. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. Stitch both the sides down like this. So this is how it came out. This is how it came out. So now um, I'm going to be folding the down part before um, I turn it. Sorry, I join the side. Remember, we added 2 inches to the down part, so whatever way you want to stitch it, you can fold in half inch first like this, and then fold 1.5, or you can fold 1 inch and then fold again 1 inch, or whatever way you think it's okay for you. So that's exactly what I did. I folded in half, and then I folded back 1.5 inches, or you can fold about 3/4 of an inch and then fold again. I mean, whatever way you're comfortable with. Okay, so now take the sewing machine and then stitch it down both the sides um, of the shirt. So guys, this is how it came out after stitching it down. So it's left with the side slit. Now the side slit, you have allowance of about 1.25 inch. So what we are going to do now is just as you did for the down part, fold the side about 1 centimeter and then fold again about half inch. Then iron it and do same for the other side like this. I repeat the same procedure for the other side of the slit as well. So after ironing, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and then I'm going to stitch it down like so. I'll start from bottom like this. I'll go up like this, cross it over to the other end like this. Then I'll come down this way. I'll do same for the other side of the slit as well. So this is how it came out. This is our shirt. Um, Make this shirt and then tag me on Instagram at Anela_creations and let me see your creations. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed wherever you are. Peace out. Bye.